I've had enough of the Eagles now. Alright, I've had enough of the Eagles now. Alright, I've had enough of the Eagles now.
Welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is NRL from the Sidelines. And here we are. We're going to talk about this week's round of NRL football.
We should do the ladder first.
Why?
Seriously.
Brian, I need to ask you a serious question.
Question without notice, yes?
It is the serious one.
Serious question.
Last week you made a very bold statement that you were over Manly. Are you still feeling the same way this week?
No, because they won.
Because I can show it to you again if you like.
No. I was just upset that they didn't play very well.
Well, they didn't play very well the other night, but they still won.
Well, they played well enough to win.
Well, South's been doing that, and you've been bagging me out all year.
Well, I don't know how you guys are winning.
Not of late.
Seriously, well, your team's atrocious, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
We'll get to that.
All right, let's go.
So you well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good? Tom?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Yep.
We're all in a happy mood?
Yeah. Let's talk
Bring
about
out the best in us this show?
Let's talk about the first game.
Why? It's boring.
What 6 tries to 2 victory to some team?
All right, let's go to... did I say what we are? Yes, I did. Let's go to Lotto Land on Thursday night.
What are we, Steve?
Let's go to Lotto Land on Thursday night.
Not very organised is what we are.
Manly beat the West Tigers 32-12.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Oh.
So, what would you like to say about them? This moved Manly into 4th spot.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
So Des is now screwed up. Is that what you're saying?
And not pleasing.
I don't know.
You know, the week before when they lost,
Masterstroke.
It was a masterstroke. Now they've won. Obviously, it means Des is screwed up.
Oh no!
So he couldn't work out.
You know what screwed it up? I'll give you a hint. They're green and red in the corner. No. What can I? You know what? I didn't mind the game. I thought that it showed a lack of experience in the Manly team. They tried to score off every set. I know they had a lot of possession, but
64%.
To try and continually score every time you have the ball, I'll be ridiculous. Didn't mind. I mean, it was one of those games where I don't think they were ever going to lose, but just to try and score every single time you have the ball, I think shows a lack of maturity.
Yeah.
I mean, Jakazewski scored 2 and almost scored another one.
I know.
A forward pass.
Wasn't forward.
Yeah. I mean, you struggled. Manly struggled to get into the game. The first 20 minutes. I mean, they probably should have scored 2 or 3 tries in that period.
Yeah.
But dropped the ball with the line open, or the pass was too hard, or whatever. So it took them a while to get into the game. But when they got in there, and finally hit their straps. But mind you, they were playing a weakened Tigers side too.
I know. Poor Jacob Little as well.
Yeah.
Was it this week or last week the Farah went down?
The week before.
Last week, yeah. So Little comes out 9 minutes later. He's the backup.
Yeah.
And does his ACL
Mate,
worse than the guys replacing.
That's just shocking.
It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic.
Yeah, but in saying that, the young bloke stepped up. With Sirinen out and Brad Parker out. Elliott bombed a try when he didn't see Cherry Evans screaming up on the inside and decided to try and take on the fullback.
But having said that, I think Brendan Elliott is a far better player under Des Hasler than he was. I think he's actually improved a hell of a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's just got to learn to pass.
Oh yeah, he's still got lots of things in his game he needs to improve, but he's improved as a player out of sight, I think, under Des.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Loving it. Loving a win.
So you're loving life at the moment, huh?
Loving the win.
Tigers gone?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they had 2 opportunities the last 2 weeks and they couldn't nail them.
Yeah.
I mean, their best player by a country mile was Benji Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Benji was he's stepping. It's really terrific, wasn't he?
Oh, he was unbelievable. He wound back the clock. So just holding up passes, putting blokes in gaps. Skipping around, but he had no one running off him.
Yeah.
I don't know where the Tigers can go. They need a clean out.
Monday.
I don't know that they need a clean out. They need a few a couple of marquee players, I think, in select positions. I don't think they. I think they're. I mean, they're on the cusp of the 8. They're probably not going to make it.
They need some marquee forward. A couple of marquee forwards.
Yeah, but in saying that, they've still got Russell Packer sitting in.
He's not playing there.
Yeah, but Russell's not
playing for them.
I'm not saying that he's the answer. But last year he was just about the form prop of the comp.
Yeah.
This year under Maguire, he can't even get a run in first.
Okay, which brings me to Josh Reynolds.
Yes.
There's another
Josh
one.
Reynolds get a run in first now that
Farrah's
gone, Little's gone.
Well, I mean, if you're managing your roster properly, of course you should.
I don't know where though.
Well, you'd be a hooker.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Would you put him in as hooker where he's not an experienced hooker, or would you bring someone up from reserves who plays hooker and knows?
But we said for many years when he was at the Dogs that he was a natural hooker. I mean, he may not have played much there, but he plays like a hooker.
But I don't know.
They should be training him as hooker this week and seeing what he does, because I think he'd be good.
What about Reynolds into 5'8", Marshall to fullback?
Marshall to fullback.
Marshall.
Oh my goodness. That's why we're on the sidelines.
Speak for yourself.
They won't, and by the way, they won't play Reynolds at hooker. They'll play Elijah Taylor at hooker.
Yeah. So again, where does Reynolds?
He'll be off the bench.
He doesn't go anywhere.
He'll be off the bench.
He won't be in the squad.
Wow.
You're a harsh man.
I would have him there. I would have him there. I'd go horses for courses. I'd have him there.
All right. Okay, let's move on to Seabus Super Stadium, where the Parramatta Eels beat the Gold Coast Titans 36-12, and again the Titans had nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What do you do with the Titans? Far out.
Now that's a club that needs a clean out.
Oh yeah.
No, so they need an attitude adjustment.
Well, you know what? And I think we said it just last week. When you sack a coach, usually the team comes out and performs better. They're actually performing worse, and statistics show that their defence is even worse now than it was when Guthrie.
And they've still got the Australian coach sitting on the sidelines.
And they've got the Australian coach sitting on the sidelines.
Well, not on the sidelines, but
no.
Yeah.
The strange thing is, you have a look at that Gold Coast team, and it is about attitude. I mean, I'm just thinking, AJ Brimston, great. Jesse Arthurs, it goes all right. Callum Watkins, well, he's an English international.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly was going fantastic at the start of the year. Philip Sammy scores a ton of tries. Tyrone Peachy, Riley Jacks, Mitch Rain, Nathan Peace, Kevin Proctor, Jai Arrow. How do they have nothing?
They're not all big names, but they're names that should be doing a hell of a lot better than what they're doing.
But they're solid names.
Yeah, of course they are.
That's just it.
They're first graders.
That's right. They're better than last place.
Yeah.
Getting beaten by 20 and 30 points every week.
Sure.
Now Jesse Arthurs has only had a handful of games in first, so
yeah, but I like him.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Were Parramatta that good or were Titans that bad?
I was impressed with Parramatta. I've got to say that the way they flowed, the way Moses is having a spectacular season.
Yeah, this end of the season, he's been really good, really good.
What's wrong?
I refuse to rap him.
Yeah, but you don't know what
he doesn't rap you either.
Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, you didn't rap Sutton either. I mean, honestly, what do you know? And by the way, let me just ask
be angry on that. Yes, go on.
Let me ask
go on.
Matt Orford never played State of Origin either. Is he an average player?
Hey, it wasn't me
Is
that
he an
said
average
that.
player?
It wasn't
you did.
me.
You said it on Facebook.
No, Brad said that.
You said...
Brad said that, not me.
Okay, we'll check FX
Sutton.
later. We're not going to waste time doing this now.
But
Matt Orford never played...
I wasn't the one who said, if you don't play State of Origin, you're not a great player. However, I'm inclined to agree with him. I didn't say it, though.
And yet you agree with him?
I'm leaning that way, yeah.
So there are almost identical number of sets.
Back on track again.
There are almost identical number of sets by both teams, and yet there was a difference of, 16 points. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. 24 points, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Parramatta, can they win the comp?
No.
No, I think they're in that second tier of teams, honestly.
Can't do it.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Not consistent enough.
All right, let's go on to Suncorp Stadium where the Broncos beat the Panthers 24-12.
Didn't see that coming.
Oh, I did. I picked them, but
So did I, but I didn't see 12 points. I thought arm wrestle, win it in the last minute type thing.
And it just showed again that Cleary and Maloney just don't seem to sync very well at Panthers, at Clubland. You know, Cleary had an absolute blinder the week before when Maloney was out. And it's not like either of them play bad. It's just that they don't seem to complement one another. Or they're fighting for the ball. I don't know what it is. But
I thought Boyd had his best game all year. After everyone came
out.
if you're not comparing it to much, but
no, that's right.
Yeah.
I thought their forwards were good.
What about that try of Payne Haas's?
That was brilliant.
That was a monster.
I really like him as a player.
Yes, I think we'd all take him. If he was on the market. You wouldn't take him?
Well, George scored a similar try in the grand final, so he's done it before.
4 years ago.
And look with it. Look to the heights he's gone to.
He's moving on. What about Tavita Pangai Jr.?
Yep.
Well, it's amazing, really. If he challenges and gets downgraded, he gets 1 week. If he doesn't, he gets 5.
You've got to challenge it,
that? Yeah, but I mean, it's a crazy discrepancy between the two.
It's the same thing that they did with Sam.
Yeah. But it's a crazy discrepancy between 1 and 5. I mean, between 2 and 1, that's a big difference, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think such a harsh penalty was justified?
Look, it wasn't good what he did, but I don't think he got the head into a bad position necessarily. He got him in his back, you know. I mean, he flopped onto his back, which was nasty, but I don't think he did to the head what some players do, like Asafa Solomona did the other day.
Who didn't get charged.
He didn't even get charged, you know. So I think it's probably a bit harsh on him, but I think he needs to learn a lesson, and he's been a bit loose all year. So if he gets a week, then I think that's probably fair enough.
He gets those eyes.
Yeah, he's a crazy eye. Yeah. I like that. I like to have a couple of crazy eyes on the team.
Yeah. And what about Milford's trip?
Trying to remember that.
Yeah, he'll get a fine.
Yeah.
I think, but it wasn't even a penalty on field though.
No, it wasn't a penalty.
And it should have been a penalty.
Yeah,
I thought a trip was 10 in the bin anyway.
Well, it seems to be, and we're going to talk about it later.
If you look at the way,
there's a couple of stupid bins happening.
You look the way he turned towards the player. It was a dumb idea at the time, but I think it was just the fact that he'd run past the player or something.
Yeah, look, actually his leg was a lot higher than a trip.
Yeah, I don't know that he was looking to trip. I think he was just thinking, I've got to stop this. And so I don't think it was deliberate, I'm going to trip you type of thing. And you could probably get off at the judiciary if he had to, but you'll probably get a fine.
He'll get a fine.
Yeah, and I think that's fair enough.
No, I don't.
Well, you don't.
See, I don't. Yeah, anyway, if we're going to talk about it later, we'll talk about it later, and I'll have a rant. Haven't had a good rant for a while.
Haven't had a good rant
really?
For a while.
You haven't had a rant?
No, he hasn't.
My
actually, that's quite exciting. I mean,
all right, next game.
I can disagree with you on. Penrith gone for the year?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
They can still make it.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to create a whimper.
They just make up the numbers.
Yes.
Broncos just make up the numbers as well?
Yeah. But the thing is, with either of those teams on their day, I suppose any team on their day can beat anyone else.
Yeah, sure.
But I would be more worried about the Panthers. If they click, they can put just about anyone away, which they have done this year when they went on their little winning streak. But they've got to make it first, and that's going to be difficult.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's go on to McDonald Jones Stadium, and I've got to say, guys, this one surprised me. The enormity of the result.
Well,
42-6 Knights over
big turnaround
Cows.
by the Knights. I mean, they needed to, and I figured that they were going to beat the Cowboys comfortably, but not this comfortably. I mean,
yeah, I'm not surprised they won. 42-6 against the Cowboys. That's massive.
Pearce was back to his best form.
Yep. And the Cowboys just threw nothing at them.
Yep.
In defence, they were terrible.
Yep. And they missed Tamalolo.
Absolutely.
You can't.
But he can't be everywhere in
player.
defence.
You can't be a one-player team. But
but he makes them. Tamalolo makes teams work when he's got the ball.
It gives them confidence.
You know, like he runs, and it's not a normal 2 or 3 players to stop him. You've got to use 4.
Sure.
You know, it takes it. He's just that little bit extra.
Yeah. But you know what? You read out earlier the Titans squad. You have a look at the Cowboys squad, and it's better. I'll tell you what, they're performing. Sorry?
But it's older.
It's older.
I don't know. I mean, the mere fact they're playing Cohen Hess in the centres, like,
they're missing. Yeah, I mean,
you know, it's I don't know. I don't know what's happened with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Knights.
Right.
On the other hand, Kalen Ponga was good.
Yeah. Mitchell Pearce was good.
Yeah. It remains to be seen whether for the next 3 weeks they can keep that up.
Yeah, they're a bit hot and cold, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're at home. You know, they were saving face. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Not much else to say, really.
Nah.
Amy Park. This one surprised me again. Raiders 22, Melbourne 18.
This is
after
your
leading
classic
18-0.
This was your classic game of 2 halves.
Can I just say, I'm very naughty here because I was very busy on the weekend, and at 18-0 I went, game over.
You are naughty.
Then I checked it. What? What's going on?
Brian Sugars, Hayden Noddy.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think.
Well, seriously, what's going on? Melbourne, you know, we keep saying it. You got to put them under pressure straight away because if they get to a lead, they'll hang on. If they get to a lead, they'll hang on. What? Well, explain.
Well, they got to a lead against South last week, 12-0, and South came back at them. Weren't good enough to keep going. They were 18-0 ahead here. The Raiders came back at them and just kept coming.
That try before halftime, I think, gave them a lot of confidence. But the Raiders, they're strange. You know, they're scrappy and they're messy and they just wait for an opportunity. It's not like they're organised. And you know, Melbourne, the Roosters, even the Rabbitohs, when they're on, very organised. You know, straight up the middle. Raiders aren't like that. Now I know they made a decision to get rid of all their big men, and so they're playing a different style. But you just don't know what's going to happen, and that's perhaps their biggest curse and their biggest benefit really. But it came down to a 1-on-1 strip.
Which I hate.
That turned
I
it around.
love it.
You know,
love it.
I don't like it when it happens to us, but the thing is, you've got to give it to the player who can do it. And yeah, I mean, Josh Hodgson's the master at it. So, and Josh Papali, you know, well-deserved try. He's just been a monster for them. And they're a serious threat.
Are we now saying the Raiders can win?
Well, I think they're a chance. I also think the Storm were extremely disappointing by their standards. You know, maybe they just believed their own press and thought, oh, we're 18-0, we're going to be fine. And we can always defend our way out in the second half. And they got ambushed.
Yeah.
But geez, the self-belief that the Raiders would have, they came within 4 points against the Roosters and pulled this one out.
There's been some film of Cameron Smith arguing with the ref over the weekend. And, you know, being penalised for rubbish in the face. Yeah,
well, it's actually... He had his force of his
Well,
hand.
he was laughing because he couldn't understand what he was talking about. So.
Oh, it's because he's got a poker face, that's why.
Yeah.
He should be the face of Crown Casino, honestly.
That wasn't a good look. The slow-mo of that was pretty terrible.
Yeah, but, you know, is it not typical? Sorry, Sally.
Can I also say the Raiders had 2 players sent to the bin at different times, actually almost one after the other. So
and that's when they scored their 18 points.
So. No, they didn't because they'd already scored the first one when the first guy went off. So it might have been 12, but you know what? They still were able to come back from that. Well, I mean, look, you know, the Raiders are impressive.
Yep, for sure.
So. Who plays for it? No.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing him at home now.
Yeah.
No fear.
Yes,
Let's talk about the next game, Steve.
Yes.
Okay, the next game at ANZ Stadium with the South Sydney Rabbitohs beat the Canterbury Bulldogs 14-6.
Yeah, you wish. You
what
wish.
Are you talking about? South won this game.
He's in denial.
Yeah, I bet you they did.
Or he was quiet. I tell you, he was quiet.
South, no, I don't know what
They
you're
were
talking about.
terrible.
South won this game 14-6. It's the only way I'm calling it.
I want to know how, Steve, they can't score a try.
Yes, 3
A
penalty
single
goals.
try against the Bulldogs. What?
Well, you know what? Hang on. Before we go there, we have all been raving about how good the Bulldogs have been in the last few weeks, and in particular how good their defensive structures are.
They're an exceptionally average team that's playing to their ability. I mean, let's face it, even the Titans managed to score a try.
Yeah, but the Titans are only playing the
Parramatta, another team in the 8.
Well, Steve and I went out to watch this game, and
It
was incredibly frustrating if you're a Rabbitohs fan. I was keeping my. I was keeping.
He was cheering for the Dogs.
Only on the inside.
No, you sent a text
Only
to
on the
someone that
inside.
said, "Go Dogs."
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. it was Liz, Doggy's friend. Anyway.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for your support, Tom.
Hey. Anyway, I don't know.
What?
Look, I don't know. They were shocking. They were. In 2 occasions they were behind, and in 2 occasions they kicked a penalty goal to just try and catch up.
Yep.
Which shows either a lack of intensity or no confidence.
I couldn't believe they took a couple of those penalties. I thought, you've got them by the throat. Now's your
And you're
chance
right
to at
on
least
their goal
do
line.
that. Yeah.
And you know, sometimes that'll work for you. Because if you think, you're just having a bit of a struggle period, you can't get across the line, let's just take the goal and start again. But when you're doing it 2 or 3 times, there's a problem there.
Yeah.
Now, Adam Reynolds is one of the best short game kickers in the league.
Certainly is.
So you think.
He is.
He has been.
They barely put a kick up to the corners when they got to the 5th tackle because half the other time they dropped it.
And look, Cody Walker since Origin has been gone missing.
No, Origin's killed him.
Absolutely, his confidence is just shot.
Oh, I can hear Steve. He's angry at Brad Fittler.
His confidence is absolutely shot. Seriously.
It is. But Burgess was apparently told to. That's why they put him in the centre of the field, not out on the edge, to
take it easy
because he has a quad problem. Now it's even
and
worse.
He busted it worse.
We've lost Braden Burns for the season.
Yep.
I like that kid.
But on the other side, Harawira and I scored both his tries in exactly the same place, so they knew where to attack you. I thought Kieran Foran had the best game of the season for him. Not that he's played many, but
every time Kieran Foran plays, that's what we say.
That's right.
He is a class above in that
absolutely
team.
class. He was
in
terrific.
fact, South probably could have won that game if he wasn't playing.
Yeah,
I think he probably would have. No, I
still wouldn't have scored a try. But anyway,
no, but they wouldn't have either. I mean, tries coming off Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran is exceptional at taking the ball to the line, dragging in defenders.
Yeah.
Because he's strong enough to get through, and if you don't hit him, he'll skip through. So he's straight away drawing defenders in all the time, gets the ball away. It doesn't matter. Just follow him around.
The Dogs didn't let you make any metres.
No.
They frustrated you in the middle of the field. They frustrated you on the line.
And they slowed the one thing about South is South need fast play the balls. If you slow them down, it frustrates them, and the Dogs did that. The week before we were playing whoever.
Melbourne.
They did the same thing.
Yeah.
They just slow you right down. They take forever to get up.
Yeah.
And that kills South. And that's the easy way to beat South. Just be quick about it. Just lie all over them.
Yeah.
And don't let them get on a roll.
But we said every week, the Dogs, as you said, they're utilising their
all of their ability. All of their ability.
And credit to them. I think they've won 5 out of 7.
I'm going to say credit to Lachlan Lewis. He is, he doesn't show a lot of skill, but he's everywhere.
Yeah, he's got a little. We said on the night his kicking game needs to improve.
You watch every kick he put up; it was exactly the same kick.
Yeah,
and that's okay, but he's got a lot to improve. But he is everywhere. He tries his heart out.
Yeah, for sure, and he's good in defence.
Great defender.
Terrific in defence.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And look, he's a player of the future for them. So
anyway,
got to be disappointed.
Bunnies will come back. Bunnies will come back.
Uncle Wayne says their season isn't over yet.
Yes, it's not terminal yet, but it's getting close. That's what he
Bunny will
said.
come back.
All right, on the Sunday games.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then Tom and I had to sit through this next one.
Had to sit next to him.
So at Sydney Cricket Ground, where the Roosters beat the Warriors 42-6.
8 tries to 1.
I wasn't counting, but okay.
And it was only 12-6 to the Roosters at half time.
Yeah.
So, it was a bit of an arm wrestle. They came out and got the first try in the 3rd minute, which was obviously a set move and very clever, kicking back into the middle for Roger. But after that, we just had their measure in defence. And then in the second half, started to click into gear with their attack. It was impressive, really. And they were throwing the ball around. It wasn't predictable. I was excited to see the kinds of tries that they were scoring. I thought Jared was sensational. He was my man. He was my man of the match.
He had a good game.
He was in everything. Daniel Tupou continues. He's always nearly the man of the match just about every game he's played, just because he makes meters. He was passing the ball in the line like Sonny Bill, which he never does, but he was getting into the line and then passing. There was some really exciting stuff to watch. Latrell, 18 points, could have scored 24 or something.
What would the Warriors do without two of us as Sheiks?
Oh, they'd be in serious trouble. Yeah.
I know, they were very good the week before.
Yeah, so what was that score again?
What happened the week before?
Yeah.
26-16 or something to...
24-16.
24-16.
Yeah, if you're a Warriors supporter, you've just got to scratch your head, don't you? You've really just got to say, I don't get it.
You don't mean it's not the difference between your team and my team?
What, 60 points? No.
Be interesting come finals time. Anyway. So, yeah, very impressive performance. And right at the time of the season where you want it. So...
Yeah, and I've got to say, Brian, it hurts me to say.
What?
That I think right now there's 2 teams in it.
And one of them's not yours.
Oh, I knew that.
That's what he's saying.
Roosters and Souths is what I'm saying.
Sally.
Don't
worry. Say something on Facebook.
I think Melbourne are on the way out.
It's just Steve, don't worry. Like, Sally, I wouldn't worry about what he says. I mean, seriously, let's pick Manly for the spoon. Obviously, he's a good judge. You are not living that down. You are not living that down. All right, let's talk about the worst game of football I've seen in ages.
PointsBet Stadium, where the Cronulla Sharks were lucky to beat the Dragons 18-12.
Especially
and only won it because of
especially the way Graham actually admits he touched it. I mean, good on him for being honest, because the game's over, and you might as well be honest about it. He said, "Brush my hand." He said, "I'm not the ref." So...
Oh, yeah.
But also, when it brushed his hand, it actually was picked up backward. So when the ball hit his hand, it actually travelled backwards, because Jerry was behind the 20-metre line and Wade Graham was on the 20-metre line. So theoretically, there was nothing wrong. But
you can say that if you like.
They were both terrible.
So where are the Sharks at the moment for the 8? I mean,
dreaming of Mad Monday.
Ooh.
Well, I think they're going to make it.
To Mad Monday, for sure.
No, I think they're going to make it to...
Gee, I tell you, yeah, it's...
To the 8, but...
The 8?
No, I'm talking about the... I thought you said the Dragons, sorry.
No, the Sharks.
Sorry.
Yeah, this game, the Dragons are gone. They did it tough with all their HIAs and everything else. Still only scrapped, and the Sharks could only scrap to beat them.
Yeah.
Which is a worry if you're a Sharks supporter. But in saying that, it was just such a bad game of football.
Yeah.
And on that Wade Graham thing, I don't mind. The refs get it wrong so often against teams that, and still there's, Kieran Foran back in a grand final, a ball came off his hand and he still says he didn't touch it, but for all money it looked like he touched it. Seriously, we just got to put it away. If the players are going to say, yeah, you know what, I got away with one, they get away with it. Because there's plenty of tries that he's scored where they've been knocked back. So I'm not interested in that argument.
Oh, no. Okay, so who wants to do the ladder?
Oh, I'll do the ladder. Sure.
Do you want to do the ladder?
Sure. In first position, we have the Storm on 36 points. Minor premiership sewn up. In second,
Well, they could...
Oh, what? Drop the next 3 games.
Well, they have to drop all 3, yes, but
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, Roosters in second on 32 points. Raiders clear third on 30 points. At last, a change in the top 4.
Oh gosh,
By
Brian,
four against though.
Still a change.
So Brian, tell us about the change in the top 4.
Change in the top 4 as Manly have pushed their way into 4th spot. And I only say that because seriously, it's been the Storm, Roosters, Souths, and Raiders all year. First change.
What's so wrong with that?
Oh, it's horrible. Poor old Bunnies equal 4th on 28. Also Parramatta 28 points. Then we have
5 points.
Then we have a big gap. 23 points, the Broncos. Then we have 2 teams on 22, the Sharks and the Panthers. The Knights, theoretically, I think their season gone on 20, along with the Tigers on 20, the Warriors on 19, Bulldogs on 18, thanks to a lucky win over Souths. Dragons have dropped to 16 points with the Cowboys, and lucky last, the Gold Coast Titans on 10.
So, gentlemen, last week I put something on Facebook that said the Dragons, if they win all their games, would end up in 24 points and make the 8. Okay? Obviously they lost, can't happen.
Yep.
So, they're at 16 points. Canterbury on 18 points. Still, if it worked out, the 24 is the bottom. Could make it, but we think they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors, 19 points.
Gone.
West Tigers, 20. So, Brian, I want you to have a look. Can you have a look at who the Tigers are playing over the next 3 weeks?
I can see it on the ladder. It's Newcastle. What's SGI?
St George.
St George and Cronulla. I thought it was the ground. Sorry.
So really, given their injuries,
they're gone.
Can they win any of those?
They are winnable games.
They might.
They're winnable if they've got a full squad.
They might beat the Dragons.
But by that time, it's too late.
Yep.
And Cronulla they could beat, because Cronulla aren't impressive.
Okay, so let's go to Newcastle. So who are Newcastle playing the next 3 weeks?
West Tigers, Gold Coast, Penrith.
West Tigers,
Gold
winnable.
Coast.
Gold Coast, winnable. Penrith, winnable.
Yeah, winnable. Yeah.
Penrith at home or away?
Penrith.
At Penrith.
At Penrith. Yeah, the last game of the season.
So they could potentially finish. Let's say they finish on 4. That's 24 points.
Yep.
So Penrith, who do they play?
North Queensland.
Yep.
The Roosters away. So two away games. North Queensland and the Roosters away, and then Newcastle at home.
Okay, so if we reverse that, technically 2 of those 3 we think are winnable. Could they beat the Roosters?
No.
At home, they can't beat the Roosters?
No.
No, they're playing
SCG.
Playing
Okay.
away.
Okay, so the best they can do is 24 points?
Yep.
We think? Oh,
We're being very technical here.
yeah.
Sharks.
So, Sharks. Sharks are now in the 8 on 22.
Yeah. They play the Warriors, Canberra, and the Tigers.
And the two games at home, and then at what would be Leichhardt or Campbelltown.
Okay, so technically they've got 2 winnable games because they're not likely to beat
Canberra.
So again, so that puts them on 26.
Yep, and that's the 8.
And that's the 8.
Oh, and unless Brisbane lose all of their games.
So what have Brisbane got?
Souths.
That's a win.
Parramatta.
Loss.
Canterbury.
Ooh, that could be tough.
So I think the 8's done. I think it's done and dusted.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to.
The only team
Well,
that
are you trying to
sneak
protect
in-
yourself? Are you worried whether you
No,
drop
no.
out of the 8? Is that what you're worried about?
No, because I think we you know what, we can drop to 8th spot.
Right.
South can drop to 8th
If you
spot.
lose, if
And
you don't
you
get
know
any
what?
games.
There's never been a team win it from 8th, but hey, there's always a time. It can always happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Panthers could make it. All the rest are gone.
Is that what we're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I think the Knights are gone. Knights are gone due to their draw, and the rest can't win it under there.
But see, the problem with the Panthers is they're a minus 75 in for and against.
Yeah.
Against Cronulla, who are on the same points with a positive 8.
Yeah, and Newcastle are plus 15, and they've got West Tigers, which is winnable, and Gold Coast, which is winnable, and Penrith is possibly winnable. So I
So
think
it
the
could
Knights
come
are still
down to
a
that
chance.
last game.
Yeah, I think the Knights and the Panthers are still a chance. Yep.
Okay.
Very interesting.
It is.
Not for us. Not for us. Me mortals up the top, though.
I know. My team will make it the 8.
Hang on. You mere mortals up the top. the Roosters are what? 4 points away from South. Manly are on equal with South.
We're in second and fourth.
As well.
We're in second and fourth positions, Steve.
So?
Yeah. I didn't list you.
No, you didn't. You left me out of this little buddy thing you've got going.
I'm okay. No buddy thing.
He's got a
and let's face it. Complex. And let's face it. Manly's run home is difficult. Canberra Canberra, Melbourne at Brookvale, and then Parramatta at Bank West.
Oh yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah,
we've already played them.
You could lose all three.
That is an absolute terrible run. Yeah. I think we'll win all three.
But then we played all of those teams earlier, and we're in second. So
Yeah.
You had to throw that in, didn't you?
Well, we've played them all. We've played them all as well and beaten them all.
But you haven't played them as many times as we have, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, gentlemen. Just because you got an armchair ride in.
There was a tackle made on Cooper Cronk on the weekend where he turned his back and the player was sent to the bin.
Yep.
This is really starting to annoy me because again, when it happened the week before, if you play him at normal speed, there's no delay. There's very little delay. So are we now saying that you can't tackle a player in the back? Is that where this rule is going?
You can't. I don't think you should be able to tackle a player in the back.
So if a player turns his back, you can't tackle him.
Not if he's passed the ball.
But
that was pretty simultaneous when he.
Look.
How do you know? I mean, you've got to. You're running towards a player who turns his back. You're going to presume he's going to pass the ball, or you don't know. He could hold it. So do you hold off now, not tackling? Are we saying we're going into a tip type scenario where I have to now hold back?
No.
I thought that the penalty was over the top. I didn't think it deserved to be binned. I thought it should have been put on report and had the match review committee look at it.
No, the problem is the match review committees are.
I know they are, but I think that's the due process. It should be followed. I don't think it deserved to be sin binned.
Yeah, there was stuff that happened on the weekend that was shocking and should have been sin binned on report, but I don't think that was one of them. I agree.
Yeah.
Although, and if you look back at the great halfbacks that are now commentating, so you've got Peter Sterling, Andrew Johns, Jonathan Thurston. Thurston's a bit whiny about it, but the other two go, well, you expect to get hit.
Yeah,
that's part of the game.
But Jonathan Thurston has always been saying you've got to protect the ball players.
And the other thing is he's always put his body on the line.
Yeah, and look, I'm okay with protecting him, but at some point you've got to say, well, okay, it's a tackle.
And
now, none of them were illegal. None of them hit in the head.
Well, Cooper Cronk said, he says, my job to run to the line to create space, and if I get hit, I get hit.
Yeah.
You can't be illegal, but if I get hit, I get hit. I expect that.
And the problem is it's now where everyone's looking at this whiplash effect.
Yeah.
And, Phil Gould came out on the weekend and said, well, in 20 years' time we won't have a game because the doctors and the lawyers are all going to be involved and no one will be able to do anything.
I think bringing lawyers into the judiciary, I think, is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Because how much money can I afford to get off?
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
See, look, just that. I think you've nearly got a point.
Oh, thank you, Brian. I feel so thrilled.
No. Look, you got the match.
There's respect for you, Tom.
So, look, the match review committee stuffs up.
Yep.
Because a couple of weeks ago, that very obvious crush attacker from Nelson Afasolomaiwala.
Yep.
That's him.
Yep.
Didn't even get nothing. And then you get and no offence, you get Maloney who sticks out his leg and gets a fine.
No, you got a week off.
You got a week off. Sam, who put a bloke who knocked a bloke out, that's all right. He gets a fine and he's allowed to play. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. You're just saying.
It doesn't make any sense to the average person. It should be you hit a bloke above the neck, bang, you get 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If it looks like it's intentional, you know what? You get 4 weeks. You give a crusher tackle to a bloke, you get 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what? I guarantee
what
it'll
I don't
stop.
understand is why do we have a match review committee and a judiciary? Seriously, you should have...
Because they're trying to work them independent, and I understand that one charges, one deals with it. So it's
they've got two different opinions. They've got two different opinions, and then you got the lawyers in between.
Yeah,
I think it's an overly complicated process,
and it should be, and it should just be that's what it is.
Match review committee said, right, you got 2 weeks. End of story.
Yep, 100%. That's it. It should be. Well, that's what I'm saying. It should be
agreed.
It should be. Well, that's right. It should be
that for later.
Head high tackle, bang. You got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. It was intentional.
And
that's 4.
But these are called what I'm referring to. Though, what they're considering a late tackle.
Yeah.
But
But
same kind of thing though. Like, you know what? If it's a late tackle, you know what? You deal with it on the field. You go 10 in the bin. It's over.
Yeah.
You know, unless the player is knocked out unconscious on the ground, and then you go back to the judiciary
and
again.
At the end of the
Why
season,
should it be anything?
If the match review committee is getting it wrong and there's an uproar about it, then at the end of the season you sack the match review committee and get a new one because they've been consistent
but
throughout the season.
But they're still following the same rules. That's
I know, but the problem
is
is the match review committee makes a rule.
Yeah.
And then somebody else goes and changes it for them. So
There
what's the
was-
point of a
there
match
was a-
review committee?
the thing is-
you might as well take it to the judiciary and say, let's judiciary every Tuesday night, and we'll have a look at all the vision, and they can make up their own mind instead of the match review committee making any judgment at all.
Quite simply, there was a very famous radio commentator in Sydney that says, does it pass the pub test? And we can all sit here and say, you know what? There's hundreds of them that don't.
Yeah.
And so something's wrong with the system. You know what? And I'm not saying it's the refs. I'm over bagging the refs. Like, they're going to make mistakes and
I don't mind
things are going to happen.
mistakes.
Yeah. But it's when you get to the justice part of the game, that's where we're falling over.
Yeah.
That's where people are going, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Yeah.
You know? Maloney got a bigger fine for sticking out his leg and tripping someone than Josh Maguire got for eye gouging someone.
Yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, I'd rather be tripped than eye gouged.
Yeah,
all right, anyway,
so you wanted to have a rant earlier on.
Oh, I forgot what it was about now.
Was that the diamond ring?
No, it wasn't about Barb's ring.
Jeez.
I don't want to talk about Barb's
Don't get
ring.
me started about that.
Let's talk about it. Because let's bring it out in the open. I actually don't have a problem.
Oh, of course you don't.
Let me finish. I don't have a problem with recognising Cameron Smith's wife for, the fact that, he's been away, he's 400 games. I'm okay recognising her.
Yep.
A diamond ring, and I've heard values of 10,000, 15,000, a little bit, I don't know.
So we had this conversation. So Cooper Cronk Cooper Cronk retires at 380 games, nearly 400.
Yeah.
He's been married to Tara Rushton for 2 years.
Yeah.
So do you give her a $10,000 ring too?
No, because he didn't make 400.
Well, Beaver's played 477 games.
So really, and so what about, and the other argument is, what about all the volunteers who are cooking the sausages, who are, putting out the flags, who are doing all that work? And who can afford the diamond ring more?
Yeah.
Honestly. And the other thing is, if you're going to get a diamond ring comes from your husband. It doesn't come from the CEO. And that was weird.
That's a bit dodgy.
Yeah. Well, the CEO goes, he doesn't ask the ARLC. He actually goes out on his own and buys a diamond ring for another woman, which I think is a bit weird in itself. And
using the commission's credit card.
Just really.
I'll add this to it. If they thought it was all okay, why did it take another 4 weeks for it to come out? They knew that it was a bit dodgy. Oh, we don't know how this is going to go over. Well, you know what? Don't do it.
Well,
seriously.
Should it now be put under his cap?
No.
Well, then it's a gift. What's the problem?
They should have done what they always do. Try it out in reserve grade, reserve grade play, give his wife a ring and see what happens.
Anyway, okay, so you've forgotten your ring.
No, I can't remember my ring. Rah!
Let's go on to...
I'm fired up now, though. That ring, that's got me, I'm telling you.
Yes. It
It's
worked.
taken a while for us to get him going.
No.
Because his team won. When his team loses, he's easy.
I know.
He's an easy rant.
Okay, let's move on to Bankwest Stadium. Well, actually, that makes the next 3 weeks exciting because I don't think they're going to go. Bankwest Stadium, where the Parramatta Eels on Thursday night are playing the Canterbury Bulldogs. Can the Bulldogs upset the Eels?
It's possible. It's possible. It's a Bankwest.
It's a Bankwest, though.
The Dogs are going to be playing some games.
Yes, it's a home game for But this will be a home game for Parramatta.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to think they can, but I don't know if I'm brave enough to tip them.
The one thing about the Dogs is we talked about their defence, but when they do win games, they don't win it with a lot of points.
No, and the Eels can score a lot of points. I think in the end the Eels will win, but this is a real test of their credentials. I think. Sure, they're playing the team in 13th, but the Dogs aren't playing like a team in 13.
Yeah.
As I've said a few times, if this was round 6 or 8 or something, the Dogs could be an 8. They could be a top 8 team.
No, give some butts.
Yeah, of course. But I think the Eels will win this, but not by a lot.
Brian?
I'm going to go the Dogs.
Because he hates the Eels.
I hate the Eels. I'm going to go the Dogs.
By how much?
Oh, just 4 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Kieran Foran adds so much value to that Dogs team. I just think, and
He's
they're
not injured this week.
I hope not. And they're just they get better and better each time they play. And I know Parramatta had a smash-a-thon against the Gold Coast, but I don't know.
Everybody has a
So you think the Dogs by 4? What are you saying? Parramatta by what?
Well, if I'm going to pick Parramatta, I've got to say probably 10. Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
I'm actually thinking the Eagles as well. And I agree, I think probably by 10. I don't think it's going to be a smash-a-thon.
We'll never agree on anything else in the football world, but there you go.
Well, it's because I'm always right and you're always wrong, so...
And we don't agree on that either.
We are wrong a lot.
Oh,
man. You're being on my side. 1-300 Smiles Stadium,
sandwich.
where the Cowboys are playing the Penrith Panthers.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Which Panthers team will turn up?
And you know what? This is a Cows home game.
The Panthers are desperate.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go the Panthers.
Yeah, they'll
have
be
to go the
desperate.
Panthers.
Yeah. Is Taumalolo back?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
I have to go the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers. We can't go the same teams because...
Well, we didn't. You got it wrong.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we go the same teams. That's good because I'll stay the right number.
I'm actually going to go Cowboys in this one.
Ooh.
It's at home.
North Queensland.
No, it's a home game for North Queensland.
It's number 4, isn't it?
4, yeah. So it goes Bunnies, Melbourne, Brisbane, North Queensland.
Gold Coast? No,
Gold
doesn't
Coast,
it?
yeah. Okay.
It's hard. I don't know why I put up with you, Drew. I really don't.
Moving on.
Suncorp Stadium, where the Mighty Bunnies are meeting the Brisbane Broncos.
I'm going to go the Bronx.
Yeah, look, I think... I'm sorry to say it. I think the Broncos at Suncorp will get
This will be interesting because this will be Bennett coming home to Suncorp Stadium. Jaden Sewer coming home.
James Roberts coming home. Corey Allen, if he plays, yeah. We know you pinched half their team. It's okay.
Corey Allen never played for them. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He never played NRL for the Broncos.
Didn't he?
No.
Well, that's one you grew yourself. Interesting.
No, he came down from Brisbane.
Gagai played for Broncos.
He was in the reserve grade.
It's interesting that Souths have got a team full of Broncos. Anyway, you were saying you're going to go Souths?
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one we get on him.
Yeah, busted.
And also probably no Pengai Jr.
Yeah, we got plenty of others.
Who was the other one who got suspended last week? There was another one. Turpin.
Really?
Put a hole in it.
Well, I don't want to pick him without Turpin. I think he's a good
player.
player.
Din's not coming back this year.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think the Broncos at home.
I'm going Bunnies.
I mean, it could be the bounce back factor. But you won't have Sam.
Won't have Sam. Won't have Braden Burns.
Yeah, it depends on whether Tom passes his HIA.
You won't have Cody Walker.
Why?
Because he's just not in any games that he's played since State of Origin.
PointsBet Stadium on Saturday afternoon, where the Cronulla Sharks are playing the New Zealand Warriors.
Sharkies.
Do you think they're playing good enough to beat the Warriors?
Are the Warriors playing good enough to beat anyone?
I think
depends on what week.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Warriors were pretty good in the first half against the Roosters.
Yeah, but pretty good in the first half doesn't equal pretty good for 80 minutes.
Sharks will be desperate to keep their spot, but I think the Warriors will bounce back. It'll be pride now. It's about pride.
So you're going Warriors? You're going Sharks.
I'm going Warriors.
Yeah.
You going Sharks?
No, I'm going Sharks.
Excellent.
Okay.
So you had to check who you were going for before you picked it.
No, I said Sharks straight away.
Yeah,
I'm right.
No, we just confirm.
Let's go to the next game, Steve, and I'll just put it out there straight away.
Campbelltown Stadium, where the West Tigers are playing the Newcastle Knights.
The Knights.
Correct. Well, it's an obvious choice, isn't it?
That was the one before.
No, not at Campbelltown. It's not an obvious choice.
It's not an obvious choice. But mind you, no Robbie Farah, no Moses Mbai,
no Jacob Little.
Yeah, but they get that second rower that they got from us back. The one that got suspended for the push in the back. Okay. Can't remember his name now.
No, I think the Knights will get this one. Okay, Netstrata Jubilee Stadium on Saturday afternoon where the Dragons are playing the Roosters.
I dare you.
Not a chance in hell I'm picking the Roosters. No way.
Oh, look, he's thinking about it.
I said the Roosters and he didn't even think. I'm not picking the Dragons.
You'd be a fool to.
You'd have to be insane to pick the Dragons, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think the Roosters could trot out their reserve grade team, which is also full of internationals, and still beat the Dragons.
Yeah, but they're not. They're only coming 6th or 7th reserve grade team. The Bears.
Yeah, still better than the Dragons.
Yeah, look, I think the Roosters will win this, but I honestly think St George might actually give them a shake.
Yeah, it'll be the end of the match saying, well played.
Okay, on Sunday, Melbourne Storm against the Gold Coast Titans. Do you think they can keep this under 50?
No.
Especially after a loss last week. They're going to be hungry.
The last time they played the Storm, they put 50 on them, and it was after a loss. I'm feeling sorry for the Storm. I mean, for the Titans.
Oh, you got to feel sorry for them every week. Goodness.
Yeah, they're going to get beaten up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how many points the Storm score.
Yeah.
Will Cameron Smith score a meat pie? Possibly.
Who cares?
Possibly.
They all will.
GIO Stadium is the last game on
this is the match
Sunday, where the Canberra Raiders are playing the Manly.
This should be a fantastic game, I think. But I'm sorry to say, Brian.
Of course, you're a hater. It's fine. I don't mind.
It's a GIO Stadium, and they're riding high.
Yeah, you can be a hater. I don't mind.
Yeah. No, I'll be a Raider.
We've beat them once. We'll beat them again.
Yep.
Yeah, they weren't playing this well when you beat them last time.
Yeah, they were. They haven't been out of the top 4 all year. How badly do you want them to be playing? You keep saying that, but we beat them.
The Raiders will win this one.
You know, I think
the Raiders will win comfortably.
I think the Raiders and the Seagulls play a very similar style. I think football. I think, and so I think it'll be a bit of an arm wrestle for a fair bit of time. But I just see the Raiders at home just getting over you, not by much.
I just need my team to make a statement and be patient with the ball.
12 to 16 points, the Raiders will win by.
Really? Oh, that's
it. I'm going to review that. Broncos by 30.
No.
See how you like that,
Raiders by 4.
Raiders by 4.
Yep.
All right.
I've been kind.
So that brings us to the end of the show.
You tipped the Seagulls, did you?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just checking.
You think you would? Yeah.
Just checking.
Did you remember what your rant was?
Yeah, well, that's right. That's what he said last week. Well, you know, he said I'm over the Eagles, so I had to check with him.
Yeah, that's true. He's still over the Eagles, obviously. What are you doing? You've got
Stupid
thousands
internet.
of people watching you.
Internet.
Stupid internet.
This is not Google Box.
Stupid internet.
Google Box.
Google Box.
Well, you're watching.
It's a Sidelines box.
No. I went to flick something and the internet dropped out. I went stupid internet.
So that's his rant.
Okay. You got anything you told you want to end the show with?
Doesn't matter what I say, you harass me. Hey, Sugars, if you're still listening, you want to go down to Canberra?
Oh, wow. That'll be a cold drive home for you.
Dear.
Yeah, I know.
That'll be
okay, yeah, don't worry.
So, Brian, you must be very happy. And Hayden, one of our new Facebook.
Yeah, but he's from Brisbane or something, so, you know.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought he was from Canberra.
Oh, if you're in Canberra.
I don't know. Yeah, well, he's a Canberra supporter, so.
Yeah, well, you know.
Alright.
That's all.
Tom?
Keep riding the wave.
Okay.
The Bondi wave.
Wait.
Keep riding the Bondi wave.
And Steve, we're on life support, but we're not terminal yet.
Yeah, have a go.
He said we're not terminal yet, but it's close.
Welcome from the winner's circle.
Yeah. Hello over there.
Must be cold out there in the losers.
Thank you for watching. This is NRL from the Sidelines with Steve. The other two are going to be not turning up next week. We'll do it all again next week. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.